but all these things
Real good.
inspired me. I put it all into my guitar because the one thing in my life that was reliable was my guitar was always there for me. And I had this band that was already off and running. We had a debut album out, right? The second one, we're on Metal Blade. And I was laser focused to write a sick album. But all this shit in my life that pissed me off, I was able to tunnel and vent in. So that album is like pure rage for me. You know, it's like, I don't know, like some magazine back when that album came out, I forgot what mag it was. It was like Rip Magazine or something said Balls of Repugnance is like Broken Hope's Rain and Blood because it's just short and ferocious. You know, I can remember sitting on like a bar stool in that apartment, plugged into a practice amp, and the riffs were just fucking flowing. It was like one song after another, and I would record so I didn't forget riffs. I'd record on a cassette recorder and then go to band practice and get with Ryan and go, hey, here's some more songs. And then when that album came out, that's when we really had great opportunities to start happening for us, you know, tour offers. We were doing like real tours and shit. And yeah, it was a good time, you know.
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, that's your first
that came out in 93, that album.
So what death metal band influenced your drummer to just throw in those like because he had one of the fastest blast beats, like the Cepho blast.
Even on Swamp Tea is fucking fast as fuck.
You know, man, Ryan was like, as a drummer, he was really into Neil Peart, I remember, which obviously there's no fucking blast beats there. And Dave Lombardo, again, no blast. It was, I would say Ryan, much like Joe, because the three of us were, you know, the founding fathers of Broken Hope and we were together all the time. Ryan was a guy like Joe who benefited from me turning him on to Morbid Angel and Terrorizer. So Sandoval, who's fucking, to me, to this day, a god, one of my favorite drummers of all time.
1000%.
Terrorizer. I'm like, dude, listen to this. And fucking that clicked with Ryan. And Ryan was he was a drummer's drummer. He was a guy working on his craft. Always awesome. He wasn't jamming with the band. He was on his own, constantly working on techniques and whatnot. And you know, Diego, to that question about Ryan and how he got that blast down, I just chalk it up to, again, him hearing bands like our drummers like Pete Sandoval, and then taking that to another level. You know what? In those days, on all those albums in the 90s, he never used a metronome or nothing, man. He was
solid too.
He's doing his own thing. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Right. There, you know, we always, well, when I say I'll speak for myself personally. I always write music that I love to hear as a fan, and in turn, something that gives me joy to perform. And the elements of death metal and grind that appeal to me, I love blast beats. I love, again, I keep dropping Pete Sandoval's name, but like World Downfall has this precise blasting like you never heard. It's contained, it's so extreme, it's just special. And there's something about grind done right. Same with fucking Napalm Death. I worship Napalm Death. Even Suffocation, the first album, Effigy of the Forgotten, the blasting on there is precise and it's lethal. those are examples of blasting that I like.
Mhm.
I love the grind and play fast, but I like to mix it up too. Again, as a fan and someone who gets pleasure out of playing music, I love a motherfucking heavy ass riff that's catchy as fuck. The kind of riff that, one, you can't get out of your head. The hooks are just so memorable. And then it's so heavy that, and I've used this example ton of times in interviews, but I always say this: the kind of riff that makes you want to smash your fucking face through a cinder block or a plate glass window, because it's just so fucking. And those are things that I love and I still draw from, whether it was from Swamp and Gore to this very day. I'm talking to you guys
Totally.
practically on New Year's Eve 2021.
That's actually everybody's New Year's Eve by the time they hear this. So
Yeah, right. Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
hell yeah.
Those are components that go into my writing style, and that I feel represents Broken Hope.
Definitely.
Group is essential, memorable riffs, grind. It just all works together